Hey there guys, and welcome to another Factorio mod spotlight. I'm Exterminator, and thank you for joining me. Today we are covering the shock turret mod. This one has actually been around for a very long time, but was very recently updated to 0.18, and it's pretty straightforward. It adds some new turrets, as you may have guessed, and these are kind of an early version of laser turrets that can be an alternative to normal turrets if you don't want to mess with ammo, or in general just prefer the laser turret style. So these add shock turrets, which are not unlockable because I've reset all my techs, so the damage is as it should be, like, early game when you first unlock them. But if we go here and search for shock turrets, you can see we can get them right here, shock turrets. So it's very cheap, just some red and green science, and this is what we get. So they require a gun turret, so you will need to make some gun turrets to make these. Some circuits, gears, steel, no big deal. They have a range of 19, which is pretty decent. Shooting speed, decent. And they do 8 electric damage. But their energy consumption is quite low, so these are meant for early game. Their max consumption is 492 kilowatts, which is less than one steam engine. If we look here, a steam engine can do up to 900, so this would one could almost supply 2 of those, not quite, but the power consumption is quite low compared to a laser turret. If we just very quickly here look at gun turrets as a comparison, they do have one more range, and the shooting speed is a bit lower, but the damage is, of course, electric damage, which is quite good, and you don't have to resupply them with bullets, which is the main point of this mod. So let's go aggro some biters and see how these things actually work for us. So we're going to come back here. Hopefully I put enough down. I do have more if I need them. And yeah, I mean, maybe I didn't quite put enough down for the amount of bugs I aggroed. It's the sound is a little bit not great when you're standing right next to them, but you can see there, how it did. If we look over the 1 minute here, it did spike a bit up there to almost, about 4 megawatts or so. But we certainly should be able to make more than 4 megawatts anyway. And yeah, that's the mod. It's just a nice early version of laser turrets, basically. And there is actually a recipe to make laser turrets out of these, which they do the same damage and stuff as a normal laser turret. I think it's just an alternative recipe if you want to, like, recycle these, and turn them into laser turrets. Basically, you can do that. Looking into settings here, there are none for this. However, there are, you may have seen there when I looked for the shock turret, there are upgrades. So you can upgrade these. You can get the damage and the shooting speed, and then shock turret to laser turret, as I mentioned before. You can just turn the shock turret into laser turrets if you want to do that. If we compare here, the recipe is basically the same, but it's just a good way to recycle these. Sorry if you heard that, some really loud truck outside. So yeah, you can just upgrade their damage and their shooting speed here. Pretty straightforward. They have their own upgrades, which is nice, so you can get them early game, and they could probably do you well quite into mid game, I'd imagine, with enough upgrades, and you just don't have to worry about the ammo supply. So there you go. There's the mod, guys. If you have any questions or thoughts, leave them below. I don't believe I forgot anything, but these are quite nice in my opinion, because the bullet supply can be a bit annoying sometimes. And yeah, link in the description to the mod portal where you can check this out if you want to. And until next time, I look forward to seeing you all, and do take care.